elevator. We got put up flow. I got to jump on what you say.
Kuchwani, anytime my steps, fucking canny. Taka one, but just that tag. Do the style, you know we don't pop back. Keep on a vapala, vachenga vatala, ma kampala. Yeah, come on for the Katali. We push and stay strong like next.
What's up? It's the NSK here. Look at me trying to be a superstar. I mean, of course I am a superstar, but let me take my shades off just for your benefit. Yes, usually I'm on radio, but look at us bringing Industry Loop to life, y'all. So with Industry Loop, as you know, for the past 7 years or so, we've been giving you a column that focuses on entertainment news, entertainment industry, and everything gossip, all of our nonsense. We gossip, we talk, and we fight on Industry Loop, and we did it every single Friday. And we thought, listen, why not bring visuals to it? Here we go. Here we are. So let's get to it, all right? My name is NSK. Thank you so much for joining us that side today. And this is the one of the premium episodes of Industry Loop. So now, getting into our column for today. Now, I spoke a lot of nonsense, like I always do. I find a thing that when I speak my nonsense, it actually makes sense, but I'm going to read it out loud to you, just so that you understand the premise of today's episode, all right? Now, today, we're giving that ode to Pombili Shilongo. By the way, get yourself a copy of the New Era every single day, not just on Fridays, but specifically on Fridays because I'm in it. You know, just let's read this column for today, all right? Industry Loop. It reads, the last time I dedicated a column to someone was Gaza, and people called it D-riding. Today's edition of Industry Loop is dedicated to Pombili Shilongo. One wonders what they would call today's dedication to Pombili. Let your mind run wild. Anyways, Pombili has been trending all week because of her new ambassadorial role as the newest face of Mercedes-Benz. Okay, and I know every tribe has their own way of pronouncing Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes, it's a Mercedes-Benz Carib. It's fine, it's all right. As long as it's Mercedes-Benz, we know it's that premium car. Pombili is the face of it. Now, the column reads, as much as industry players like myself have been happy for Pombili, there are others who have been quizzing why Mercedes-Benz went for Pombili. She is irrelevant, they say. She's just a woman, they say. It's probably just the connections, they say. I'm going to attempt to address all three of these phrases that kept on coming up on Twitter or in my candid conversations with industry players. Now, just so that you understand what I mean by candid conversations, I have people every day that call me from the industry, outside the industry, that just start debates. Yeah, but NSK, do you really think Jericho can come back? Yeah, but NSK, but like, why Pombili? So let's talk about it. Getting back that side to the column itself, all right? Now, Pombili has been a Namibian TV darling since a very young age. We have a whole generation who grew up watching her on shows like Watagwan on Namibia's national broadcaster, and with that, she successfully graduated to being a TV presenter she graduated to producing shows for that matter, and hosting mega platforms like Namas multiple times for that matter. So my question to you is, how is someone who did all of that not relevant enough for a motor ambassadorial role? So now I ask you, Pombili Shilongo in the house. Yes, I gossiped about you in my column. And I'm like, listen, if I'm going to write about you, I might as well bring you in and ask you the questions that everyone has been dying for answers for.
I read the article and, it was written with so much humor, but so much authenticity as well. And I loved it because, of late, you don't really get to read as it is. Let's just put it out there. There's obviously reading a novel and then you're reading drama and then you're reading an article, but you're reading this one with so much facade, it's so much of, it is what it is. I mean, in as much as, yes, we just got this role, there's still the naysayers, and how often do you get to read an article with the naysayers involved in it? And you left us hanging.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we have you here,
You left
Pombili.
us hanging. So it's like, what? We are done now. Is where the continue at part page 2?
Yeah, page 2 or more.
We're done. And I was like,
Here we
wow,
are.
I loved it. I
Here
really
we
loved
are.
it.
So
yeah.
welcome to Industry Loop, Pombili.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, you've been in the industry for you've been here.
Literally a decade and a half.
like literally a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And this is now like from your dancing days.
Literally, if we have to take it back, let's start
Yeah.
from the dancing days.
Yeah.
From Equipped Dancing Academy.
Dancing Academy, yeah.
To
Shout out to
TV.
Stanley, y'all.
To TV presenting,
Yeah.
To modeling. I've modeled for South Africa's top models when they came to Namibia, David Klale. And then obviously to radio, and then you have your television. When it comes to television, I've hosted the Nam Auto Show. For those that don't know, I kind of do know my
that was
cars.
actually pretty dope, dude.
Yes,
Yeah,
the show is still on YouTube, so you guys can go check it out in case you have no idea where that transitioned from. And then obviously to your main stage, the Namibian Annual Music Awards, to the show that made me, Watagwan. And then, of course, producing. I came up with the concept of What a Lifestyle. And I was actually the very first person to come up with a reality TV show for Namibia. And we co-worked alongside with that, with Maria Nepembe. And that was Body by Maria Nepembe. So we worked together in terms of coming up with that. So in terms of production, in terms of producing and working for a broadcaster, I think every year I've really pushed myself to always come up with something fresh, hand it over, and then continue. But after I did Body with Maria Nepembe, there was really nothing more I could do. After a reality TV show, there was really nothing. And my niche is not really current affairs and news. That stuff is too serious.
Let Blanche handle
Yeah, no. I cannot be that serious in life. No, you want to attend something, some press conference, and you want to attend booty on the side. I respect those guys that can do that. Yes, So obviously the brand was being built in the course of these 10 years, And we must look at it that as the brand was growing, as the name was becoming a name, there wasn't a fuzz of social media as it is right now. You get what I mean? And there wasn't also a way of us realizing that, oh, wait a minute, this tool can actually bring in an income. If that was the case, trust me, half of us on social media wouldn't be doing the kind of things that we've been doing. You get what I mean? And it comes obviously with growth. So when I left the broadcaster and then I went into aviation, with aviation, that not happening. And also I think
you went into aviation.
I went into aviation. I went to SAA, and then I did a course on cabin crew. And then I did a course on PPL. So while I was doing my cabin crew, I was sort of like intrigued to do a private plane license. And that took a bit of longer time. So I then did it online. And then when I went to go and do my actual physical training classes, and then I did it from there. But I have no interest in flying.
You have no interest in flying, even until now. Okay, she would rather drive a Benz.
I would rather, I'm excited and everything, but simulators and the drills and the ditching, it just kind of woke me up like, I have a choice of how I want to die. This is not one of them. But I mean, obviously, I'm a qualified PPL and cabin crew member. So, I mean, when I get onto planes, I always opt to sit by the windows because I know emergency drills and all of that. In the situation, of course, I'm well able to assist. And I mean, I love it that with SAA, your license doesn't expire. You only have to be attached to a plane or to a company for recurrent to have it updated and renewed. So, those are the two things I've always wanted to do is television and aviation. And when I got the reality of aviation, I was like, sharp. Let
me explore something else.
No, it's okay. Yeah, let me keep my licenses, but let me explore something else. And to be very honest, influencing just started happening, Maguire gave me a call and he said, hey, listen, I would like to have a meeting with you. And I want people to understand, brands attach themselves to personalities. They do not attach themselves to a person. They do not attach themselves to who you think it is about and the naysayers and the names and the status. Every brand wants their brand to be represented by a well-charactered personality. And what is the point of we give a car to NSK who has a brilliant voice on radio, he has a good energy on air. And then in person, Neman, People can't even say hi to this
me.
guy.
The guy says a superstar.
Do you get what I mean? He doesn't even have time to respond to his Instagram face, people, or people just can't relate. And so you need to take your own journey and sort of present that journey to a client. That's your narrative. That's your selling point, because at the end of the day, every product out there, clients and companies just want to show you how this newspaper plays a role in your life every day. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it becomes authentic. It doesn't become, hi guys, did you read today's newspaper? Check it out.
And it looks very forced, isn't it?
Literally.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Pombili. Listen, when it comes to industry loop, I am very, very real with what I say. I didn't understand the other craft of influencing. I hated the craft of influencing, because from my point, all I saw were naked women and men showing their abs, showing their thighs. Their numbers go up. Obviously, we are human beings. If you see a beautiful freaking woman, beautiful freaking man, you follow, you like, and you try to make sure that they see you.
That's it. Exactly. And that's what I love. This is what I love about Namibia, because we are still very, very conservative.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how some people still don't tap into it, that you must be cautious of how you get your followers. If you're stripping yourself to get your followers, then that's the status you must maintain, because that's the audience you attract.
Yes.
But now you can't get to a specific level of saying, oh, I got myself 10,000 followers. Now I can go to company XYZ and see about numbers, because I love how social media is transitioning, because it's about demographic, it's about reach. You have somebody who has 2,000 followers but is reaching 180K. And I mean, the socials are now showing you on your own inside dashboard to see, look, even people that are not following you have that reach. So what happens to this person that have accumulated all of these numbers? I need people to get the numbers out of their mind. Numbers is just a facade. I can have 250,000 people following me, but I don't have 250,000 people active every day.
Oh man.
What am I saying? Yeah. How many people got access to a cell phone, logged onto Instagram, they followed me, now they don't have access to their account anymore? And then they go and reopen another account. It's a count on my side, but it's an active count.
Is it an active account?
It's not.
You understand?
Do you get what I mean? How many people have access to data every single day to keep up with what you're doing?
Right.
Not everybody. Then you look at your demographics in Namibia. You look at our population. You calculate if we're 1 point something mil. Out of that 1 point something mil, how many people have access to a phone? How many of them then have access to a smartphone? How many of them then have an access to a smartphone that have actually signed up to social media? The ones that have actually signed up to social media, how many of them are active? It brings you down to a very, very minimum demographic. So yes, people think numbers play a big role. It doesn't. You still have the work to do.
So in the business of radio and media and TV, we have something called the media matrix, right? So with the media matrix, we have Vision Africa that goes out in the field. They do the research in terms of which radio stations are the ones that are popping, which TV stations are the ones that are, you know what I mean, that have the numbers and so on. Maybe we need a media matrix for influencers.
No, it's there.
Oh, it's there already.
It's there. If I can just grab my phone, it's there. I just think, like I said, and these are things I want to sort of like emphasize with my masterclass to come up. There are apps out there where NSK, you can actually, it's called fakefollowers.com on the website.
You can detect fake followers.
It's very easy. And when we say fake followers, we're not necessarily saying you went to go and buy followers or whatever the narrative might be. A non-active account that has followed you and is not active is regarded as a fake follower because it's not active. So what am I saying? I might have 200,000 followers, but I only have 150 active followers. Instagram can't unfollow those fake accounts off your account because they actively went to follow you and then they're inactive.
Exactly.
So what you do with this app, you just go on and then you tap in anybody's name and then it just shows you that, look, this is the person's total followers. It's there.
Oh my God, you learn something new every day.
And this is what I keep telling people, it's there every day, it's accessible. And this is what agencies and companies do. So they then say, okay, great, we've heard of this name, let's see what is her demographics. And they get to see the exact demographics that are in your Instagram insights. So you cannot go and sell, you can't sell numbers. You can't go and sell numbers.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a methodology of we're not really adjusting to the tools and what is available out there. And so I think, again, people's niche are different. My target is very corporate, and so because it's corporate, there are seasons I can make a noise, and really, NSK, there are seasons where you just have to be quiet.
True.
You know,
Sure,
and
sure.
being quiet doesn't mean that you're irrelevant. It's just that I'm not doing things to keep me relevant. That's going to keep me out of the bigger bag that I'm looking at. It's great. You all go for the $2,000. Keep, reviving and making your plan louder and what it is. It works for you. You'll be relevant for that time.
Right.
But when the opportunity opens up, are you relevant for that brand?
Okay. I'm happy you asked that.
Yeah.
Or you brought up the point. Because there are people that are asking, why Pombili?
Yeah.
Because the last time we checked her, she was on Watangwani. Or the last time we checked her, she was doing something with who, you know what I mean?
We don't even know what is happening.
What is happening here? Why now Machete Pins? For who, for what? What do you mean?
So there's something significant I learned from Bolly, who happens to be
the
veteran, one of my really media, Mongols that I look up to. And Bolly has always said, because there was a time I left television, I think that was 2016. I stopped presenting What I Want and I went into production full time. And sometimes I'll just be like, why is it that every time I'll go out there, you'll meet someone for the first time and they meet you with so much excitement? And in your mind, you're like, the last I was on TV was 2016. And Bolly said something very profound to me. He said, you need to understand the power of media. You need to understand the power of television and how it best works for you. There will always be somebody out there who will meet you for the very first time and will have the same excitement as though they watched you on television. That is a reminder of a non-dying brand. So you can always choose to say, listen, okay, yes, I used to do this and I'm done with that. That's not who I am. That's not the narrative that you have implanted in people's mindset. In people's mindset, that's Pombili, the girl that used to present Watagwan when I was growing up. When I was in high school, that is the girl. And so because that narrative is there, NSK, that's what I leverage on. It's very simple.
Yeah,
I don't need to continue building relevancy and consistency because my audience was just what.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And be at the clubs and TikTok challenges.
We were clubbing, you know? When we're looking for houses, we're all looking for houses now. When we're looking for cars, we're looking for cars now. We're settling. That's still my audience until Jehovah decides to come.
Yeah.
I don't need to switch my demographics and now pretend like I am not somebody in my 30s, be out there on TikTok trying to convince Generation Z. Habana, there's another Pombili behind Generation Z.
Let me ask you this, Pombili. I mean, we'll come back to this conversation because it's interesting. We will continue with it definitely. The subject of influencing is a never. It's like infinite. It's an infinite conversation. Because there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
It's the NSK on Industry Loop. We've decided to visualize this baby. Thank you so much for choosing us. This will come to you every other Friday as we just, we listen, because I talk a lot of nonsense, by the way, okay? So I publish my column every Friday with Namibia's biggest newspaper brand, The New Era. And sometimes people ask me, but NSK, how dare you talk about these people? How dare you speak all this nonsense? Well, we've decided to visualize it and we're going to have the people in the studio for you to tell it is, okay, the way it should be, okay? Yeah. And today we've got Pombili because with Pombili, I did write about her and I did give her ode and I gave her salutations. But at the same time, I asked, listen, and I addressed the concerns. I addressed the pushback from people saying, but why Pombili Shilongo, all right? Now, before we went on the break, Pombili, we were speaking about just how powerful of a brand and how powerful of a brand you are and the advice that you got from your mentors and so on. And one thing that we cannot take away from you is your past and your attachment to the national broadcaster. Just real quick, make us understand what happened there. Did you quit?
Yep.
Did you quit?
Literally.
You decided, listen, I've reached my ceiling.
I woke up, I came to work, I wasn't feeling the vibe. I thought maybe it's the energy or maybe I'm like tired or something. I went to go see a psychologist and, just
You went to go see a psychologist?
Yeah, because, sometimes, NSK, sometimes you get to that point, and everybody will get to that point where you need to diverse. And that's why I thought at the very, very beginning, I thought maybe I'm just tired of this because I started doing it for such a long time and I started at a young age. So let me venture into a different career. And even when I did venture into a different career, that was even worse. I didn't even last 2 weeks, didn't even last a week. I was just like, I don't want to be.
Yeah, what's happening here? Yeah.
It's just not my thing, you know? I was like, thank you guys for the paperwork.
Yeah.
You know, it's just out. And I mean, obviously, everyone else panics because they're like, yo, what happens to your provision now? And how are you going to manage now? What's the game plan? And I'm just like, there's no game plan yet, but we're cool. Like, I just know that chapter of my life. So it's nothing really that bad happened. You know,
there's no bad blood there.
There's no bad blood there. I really chipped out. You know, we had a very good farewell, and I just shop. That was it. But obviously, it's also just one of those places that I still go back to say, hey, how are you guys? I always acknowledge that it played a vital role in my career or in building, giving me a brand and making my name a brand. But I guess from that point on and to where it is, I needed to, you know, push. I needed to pull my brand. I don't think I would have been a firstly Coca-Cola influencer, then as of now, Power Play influencer. I don't think I would have been on Standard Bank billboards, you know. I don't think I would have been driving a Merc C200. You get what I mean? If I was still seated there and just being that person. I really had to change a lot. Stop listening to music and start listening to motivational talks. I listen to Jim Rohn, like cup and tea, coffee and drink, you know, and not only listen to such motivational stuff, but also start executing. I started looking at a year as only an 8-month plan and not a 12-year plan. I started looking at, you know, in Namibia, what's the best productive time? When is the perfect time to draft up presentations and proposals, and when is the best time to hand them out? My year exists only of 6 months times 2, so I kick off immediately December, January, February. That's
your aggressive.
That's
your
aggressive year, you know. March, April, May, it's my second aggressiveness. May, we do an assessment, then we're back June, July, August. Right after August, for me, the year has ended. Because you're only left with September, October, and November. And we all know by the time we get to November, nobody wants to hear
people
Everyone's
are tired.
About year-end functions. And so you have to look at what your country operates in and when are then your best times. And that's why I said even with MNZ, when we started having the conversations, the narrative was around, let's launch June, July, because that's the perfect timing. It's very quiet. Everybody will be urged to go out, but then again, it would be trending because that's the only thing that's happening. I've studied the calendar. Like now, come, you know, the next months to come, everybody else is going to be squeezing all the way out August, September, October, November, because then it's like we suddenly remember that it's summer. Suddenly, every year, same problem. We suddenly remember that it's summer. So I'm really one of those people that I'm a go-getter. I stay in my lane and I do my thing. You know, I don't focus on naysayers. That's Twitter for you. I love it. It's there. Twitter will glorify you today. Tomorrow they will crush you. It's got nothing to do with me. If you really do your research, most top companies are even advised to not sign up onto Twitter because not necessarily that it wasn't designed for good positivity to build you. And so if that's where you want to put your focus in, I mean, I would have definitely been there and I would have put my focus right there. But I'm just somebody that, you know what, I got 4 years to go. I've got 5 years to go. I've got 6 years to go to 40. I need to put certain things into place so that by the time I'm in my 40s, you know, I'm sitting, you know, investing in my family and not running around.
Let's talk family, Pombili.
Right.
Obviously, when you had to now explain to your family that you quit the national broadcaster, which, I mean, even my mom until today, she keeps asking me, my kind, wat maakt je wat over de andere? Can't be NBC, my kind. And it's like, Zali, we are fine, don't worry. So imagine having to explain to your parents now, or to your family, to who you answer. No, it's Shap Shabena with NBC. What was the reception there?
The biggest support system I got was my sister. She's just like, yay, kudos. So what are we going to do?
Right? Like,
and she's the oldest, mind you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not how you're supposed to be reacting. And she's just like, no, man, things have changed, you know. People are building generational wealth and they're building their empires. And so your narrative is completely different. And if you're done, you're just done. So take your time out. She's like, take your time out, pray, intercede, fast, you know. Find your niche, find where God is diversing you to and directing you to, and then you focus on that, you know. So I was sorted for like the first 6 to 9 months because I mean I had a property that I was renting out, so there was already minor things that, and I just used my pension money. I was like, I'm going to leave off what I worked for because I worked for it.
Yeah, all these years.
You know what I mean? It's so I was just like, cool, great, let's do this, you know. But obviously my mom was just like, she's already skeptical about this airplane thing because she just feels like you're going to fall out of the sky. I've shown her, like, you know, I've done like skydiving just to warm her up, which was very exciting for me. To drilling out, want to do it again. She's like, no, you know, you just go back. Our parents are really built. Their system is built on security. And it's one of my favorite books by Robert Kiyosaki, who speaks about, you know, certain systems were built up to enhance and keep people rich, to keep the system rich. You know, you need to give birth to kids that will go to school, and the schools kids will end up working for people. Systems, you know, the
and
system,
so the cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. And so because they fell into that cycle, it's just natural. It's just obvious that they would want to pass that cycle over to us because that was security for them. And now, what NSK, what job is this where today the money can disappear, you guys can be retrenched, there's no contract, what is happening? It's not really their narrative. What you emceed and then you made a 40,000, I don't understand. What is this imbalance?
Yeah, what is imbalance in the next 2 months is...
And it requires extremely high financial discipline because you can land yourself a gig that just lands you, whoop, 100,000, and then you land yourself another gig that's just $2,000, you know, that you just need to learn and find a way how to navigate it. But I think over time, with my sister, with my brother's support, and I mean, even till now, I don't think my mom is there. She's not convinced.
She's not good, even with the Mercedes-Benz.
I don't think she will be convinced. No, she's just like, I see this, but you can't take it away from them because it's just how they
that's
were.
just who they are. That's how they were
It's
engraved.
how they were engraved. And so it's always important to also understand them. And then you break it down in intervals. You know, you just share with them what you feel is relevantly good for them to understand, and then the rest you leave it out.
Before I let you go, Pombili, look, we have a support structure, boss. And we also have our special people, boss. Also. We have a special people, boss. We have a special people that Mbembi, you know, that keep us warm at night, and when the world is annoying us, you know, where you have to deal with NSKs of this world and the naysayers and maybe even the executives of Mercedes-Benz that decided, listen, we're going to upgrade your car to a helicopter Mercedes-Benz. Now you are like, I don't know how to drive. Your support structure in terms of your love partner. How was it in terms of that, in terms of him? Did he understand that? Does he understand it today? And also maybe because I'm sure, like, for him it was like, yo, I'm dealing with this powerhouse of a woman. You know what I mean? But like, did he understand it? Do you understand the work that you do? To be very honest, NSK, and I don't know how I can ever explain this. I am yet to match up to his level. Oh, snap!
Yes, because if I have to be very honest, it's not really about what we acquire or don't acquire. It's just that I have never met somebody who is extremely focused on their goal and their vision, irregardless of what is wavering. They are overly and 100% committed to making a vision a reality. And because their vision is so clear, and because they have already a plan, well planned and well established and well laid out to say, look, I got 4 years to go. I'm really running out of time. You know how difficult it is to even create a pity party. with someone who's that focused, because you can give a call and say, hi, my love, it's Friday afternoon. Do you know that most families right now at home
Just
spending
chilling,
time
but
together?
yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, that's why they ain't reaching to their goal. So do you understand what I'm trying to say?
And it frustrates you at times,
It
right?
frustrates you because it's just like, yeah. And as much as it frustrates me, it brings me back
also,
to like,
yeah.
girl, you gotta get your stuff into order. Yeah, because now you want to throw a pity party to throw somebody off their A game when they have it sorted. You get what I mean? Just sort yourself out, fix what you gotta fix. And that's why I'm saying I critically always have to work on my mind, because when the person gets home, when we get home, it's like, okay, there's an office space where we work and there's books that we're reading. If I really force him to say, listen, we need to spend time together, switch off all of the TVs and everything, he will still sit in the couch with a book. Because for him, it's just like, I think for me, that time I can learn something, I can invest in myself. So that is what I mean when I say that I'm yet to get to that level, because some of us get thrown off by a simple social media comment. We get thrown off by, NSK didn't say hi to me. Are you kidding me? Are you being serious right now? When you know your position in NSK's life, there's nothing that can shake you. If you're secured, fine. But now that you're secured in that area, baby girl, what about your plan and your vision? Because before the two can become one, you all have different plans. You all have different visions.
And they have to align.
And they have to align at some point.
Once we come together.
Do you get what I mean? And at the end of the day, we're still going to be two grown old people living their dreams together. Do you get it? So we get thrown off course so quickly. We get deteriorated by the smallest of things. And that's why I'm saying that you constantly have to work on your mental capacity, because people don't get wavered off that. But in terms of the person that he is, very, very supportive, very motivational. Do you get what I mean? Very warm, very gentle, and a very great parent.
So, 3 quick questions before we let you go. 3 quick questions. Okay, I'm going to fire away one at each time. I'll ask you a question, you answer.
Okay.
Let me get back to it, okay, before we end it. What is the type of gig you will never ever accept?
Anything alcohol related.
Even stuff.
No. Anything alcohol related, I wouldn't.
It's like Zamale, Punya
Maybe like
Punya.
champagne, definitely.
Champagne.
I mean, because that is still classy. But no.
No? Okay.
Because I
okay.
just don't drink it, like I'm not your black.
Like you're not gonna lie about it, like, or just because now a beer company is approaching you, for a fact you don't drink beer.
And then I'm on a black label poster.
Yeah.
I never.
Just here, come on, trying to be cute with it.
I'm very genuine with myself. I'll be like, it's just not for me.
That's very powerful. I'm not lying to you. Like not a lot of influencers can say that. I promise you.
No alcohol for me. No.
Okay, cool.
No, it's not my thing.
Do you still dance?
No. That is the honest truth. Guys, I don't know if ever, I just wish there was videos in the past, of us dancing, because now, even when people are just doing the basic trending moves, and
like little TikTok moves.
Yo,
what are those moves?
What is going on?
There's one that's trending right now.
And simple things, It's
okay,
not
this
even
little
like
pointy thing.
Yeah, give me zero.
Zero. Mine is zero. One last question. One last question.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on a C class right now. Do we want to move upper class?
No.
You love the C class.
I'm loving it.
You're keeping it there for now.
I swear to God.
Oh, wait, you're keeping it there because it's less complications.
Yo, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how it is. Put the lights on auto, put everything. Okay, we good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe, to be very honest, maybe after 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, then we can look at it.
Women are we get attached very quickly. And we bond very quickly. So once you start getting a flow of parking your car and moving around, and this is how smooth it is, and this is how it is, you know.
Okay, bonus question: have you named her?
No,
I'm guessing it's a her.
No, we haven't yet, because I'm planning to run a competition. Like I said, this is a win for creatives.
Okay.
In as much as it's a win for myself. We're planning to run a competition where people can just come up with a name. We pick the top 5, and then from the top 5, let people select the best name. And that winner will then have, a beautiful hamper, and we get to go out for a ride. Yeah.
Bonus question. Do you know where to put in the oil?
Yes.
You know.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, you figured it out a bit.
But let me make you laugh. So
Yeah.
I get to the petrol station and I switch off the engine. Ek is toch gewoon van my ander car where you have to open.
Wait, which car did you drive
I had a
before?
Swift.
You had a Swift. I had a
I had a
Swift.
Swift.
Away.
So I would usually just open,
Yeah.
like.
Oh, and then you go there manually.
Yeah, I switch the engine off. The guy is like, Meme, switch on your engine. Okay, this guy, I'm like, switch on the engine now. Put in petrol with the engine on. He's saying, I'm just like, no, but that it just opened. Because me, I can't see the story anyway. Yeah, I'm just like, figure it out there. The guy's like, Meme, just when you switch on the engine now, I just need to press the thing and it opens. I'm like, oh, I know. It's just
If you are together.
It's just like, I'm switching on the engine and really you just have to click and it opened. That's like, yeah, but sometimes also just sitting and going to watch some YouTube videos and learn a bit about it is good. But I think that every day when I'm learning more about it, that's where the beauty lies in it. And you really get to now understand why people work so hard to drive an expensive and a fancy car that it is. Because on our end, it's when you don't have the car, you're just like, yo, actually a dear car.
And the petrol and the maintenance
I'm
and the
just
whatever.
gonna stay like this. Until you experience a very good car, you'll get to understand that, yay. Yeah, no.
Intellect.
Yeah, no.
As we are here, Kilimanjaro.
No.
It's nice up here.
Yeah.
You can come join us. I can give you a helping hand.
You get to understand. In fact, if you know anyone else who drives a Mac, you're like, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Because I was on the other side. I was like, I need a chestnut. I just bought that car to show the people, or just to get girls, or
Yeah.
what the naysayers would say, because that's all we know when you're on the other side. But when you get to experience it, really, you get to understand, like, no.
All right, I think, Bombili, it's time for us to cheers, please.
Yeah,
Just grab,
really,
hey? You know what I mean? I think we've had a fantastic conversation.
I totally love it.
Whoever wants to hate must just hate.
You're welcome.
It's okay, but you are also more than welcome to get your own bag. Cheers, Bombili. Congratulations on
Thank you so much.
on your growth. You know what I mean? Wait, one more time. We did it. Exactly. So congratulations. We wish you all the best at the Industry Loop. If something happens, we will talk about it. We will write our things.
That's what I love about you keeping it always authentic. It's because you tell it like it is, and the conversations talk that we will talk.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, in our WhatsApp groups and everything.
It's just so cool to hear about it when you're like tuned in, or like when you get to watch the podcast. You're just saying it like it is, because that's the authenticity, and that's the thing what people are fading away from, and we shouldn't be fading away from.
All right, cool. Bombili Shilongo Mensa, Namibia's darling, Namibia's sweetheart. She is the brand new ambassador of Mercedes-Benz. She's the ambassador of Play. That's Power Play, for that matter, part of me. Standard Bank is also in her pocket. I don't even know what other things she does, but she's there. She was talking about property. Inspirational stuff. Until the next loop, we say GMTM.
Yeah, come over the cat to Katali. We push